Hello viewers, Super GT here. So we've actually got some good news in Forza, in and amongst all of the bad news. This car, the Porsche RSR, has been added to the game. So it's a car that I think many of us would have wanted to see. It's an actual up-to-date 2017 GT race car. So we had that Doritos car pack, which was frankly an absolute disaster. We might as well call it an SUV pack because there are 3 SUVs in there, which is an absolute atrocity really when you think about it. So we're going to try to put this car to good use. It's really good to see a car like this in the game. Not good to see that kind of collision through there. Those guys absolutely abusing each other. Up 2 positions, up to 5th. Down the hill, you can see here, the Porsche isn't too bad in a straight line actually. The Aston, although typically is one of the slower ones in a straight line in this division. Good handling though. That Aston behind me just completely disappeared. I think he just didn't brake basically and just went straight into the tyre wall and ended it all. So Bernese Alps here, the long sweeping left corner. This is probably the best version, the best configuration of Bernese Alps in my opinion. Although I would prefer to race on real tracks in this division, in this hopper. But here we are, we've got to get on with it. So looking up the inside of trash can in the Audi through the final long sweeping left. So of course this track, it does require a lot of high, well I was going to say high downforce, but just any car that can go around high speed corners basically. Any car can do that will succeed here. Into the first corner, go flying in on the brakes, go deep halfway through, then come back for the second apex on the power nice and early. So you're going to try to catch up with the Aston Martins. The Aston Martin, typically one of the best handling cars, or the best handling car in this division. I'm going to try to put it to the test with the Porsche, see how it does. So I've tested it myself, or sorry, I've tuned it myself. Just tweak it as I go along, see how it goes. And I think the tune that I've arrived at here is actually very, very solid. You'll see it throughout this video. It doesn't work at every track, but overall, it is a very good car. And it's very easy to drive actually, very, very easy to drive. So that obviously counts in its favour. Not all of the GT cars are easy to drive. I suppose they are after tuning, but this one is especially good around most circuits. So lap 2 of 15 here, trying to reel in the Aston. He's actually had a good lap this lap. And you see here in the straight line section, which I mean is not an actual straight line, but it's pretty much flat out. So gaining heavily through that area. And then it's through the long corners where he'll just about manage to keep me at bay. And then coming down towards the first corner, we saw how much quicker I was going in there at the start of this lap. So the start of lap number 3, we're going to go flying up the inside with a Daniel Ricciardo-esque lunge. He's going to come back up the inside, but I thought it'd be well worth the lunge, make the race a little bit more exciting. Now I do have the momentum on the exit. I'm going to look for the outside line. There it is, just hemming into the inside. I'm going to go up into first momentarily, but then he has the inside line once again for the long left. So good racing here between, which is weirdly the German in the British car and the British guy in the German car. Down the hill, again once showing you that speed advantage in this car. Get on the brakes nice and late, and then we complete the move around the outside and up into first place. So I think I do have the overall edge on him in terms of speed or lap time. So should really ought to pull away, win this race, just grazing the barrier on the inside. That's what we call hitting the apex. At the end, it was a convincing win, slowing down just to let people finish. So we had a victory dance, we had a game crash, game freeze. We moved to Nürburgring. So we had a video recently that, you know, the races you want to see, this is the kind of race you want to see. This isn't that. This is not the race you want to see. Going into the first corner, Porsche gets absolutely mullered, gets punted. BMW from the left tries to rejoin, there was no space. Causes carnage. I'm slow, Lamborghini round, I'm getting punted. It's just an absolute mess. Yeah, that was basically put a load of race cars into a blender and then see what happens. That's basically what you just saw. Coming through turn 3, all over the grass, it's a mess, Astons everywhere. Looking around the outside, and I just have to turn away there. Couldn't quite go round that corner. Aston Martins everywhere. Seems to be a popular choice amongst the noobs. Some obviously good drivers use it too, but Seems to be a very beginner-friendly car, but I mean, with the good handling, that does make sense, I guess. So going through down towards the bottom of the circuit, the hairpin. Again, plenty of Astons in the way. Going to try and catch up and get past them. 2 guys off ahead. Yeah, rule number 1, don't punt each other off because you're going to lose a lot of time. 2 positions gained. Up the inside of Lawless Lewis. Is that going to be an omen going into this one? I think it is, and there we go, yeah. Breaking the law, I mean, I was kind of on my way round already, but he just gave me a helping hand. I can see that you want to spin there, Super GT. I'll just smash you off for you. Yeah, I kind of just gave up on that race, so we're going to move to Spa. Again at night. I don't know why, but the rain and the night kept coming up like a billion times in a row, and it's so frustrating. Yeah, I don't know if you're with me on that one. I just prefer racing in the daytime. Anyway, into Les Combes chicane. Oh man, Lamborghini all over the grass. Naughty move. And I'm going to go through from 3rd to 1st in a tasty little double overtake. And yeah, that was another convincing win. But here we go. This is the race. This is a really good race. And not every race is good, as we've just seen. You know, a lot of them can be very bad. But this one turned out to be very, very good, very, very enjoyable, and that does tend to happen in this hopper. You do come across these races which are very good. Into the first corner, little bit of contact up ahead, but nothing too sinister. No one facing the wrong way, at least amongst the top 5 here. It's coming through. This is the Daytona, I think it's the sports car circuit, or is it, sorry, the motorbike circuit. They actually use motorbikes on this configuration. So it's got the very, very long oval section without the chicane. So top speed is going to be very important. Unfortunately, I've only got 1 tune here. So it's going to be good through this infield. Jeweler DT, fastest man of Greece, out of nowhere, comes through with an overtake around the outside. Savage AF from him. So down into 6th place now. Of course, my favourite position, which I have a magnetic attraction to. Looking up the inside, once again with the Daniel Ricciardo lunge. It's not quite going to happen though. So perhaps not a Daniel Ricciardo lunge. More of a, I don't know, a Marcus Ericsson lunge. Which doesn't work basically. Now onto the oval. This is where top speed is going to be important, but of course, as I said, I only got 1 tune here. I just tuned it as an overall tune for most tracks. This track here has got probably the longest straight section, apart from maybe the Mulsanne straight at Le Mans. So yeah, very long. Well, obviously not straight, it's oval, but full speed. Past the Nismo Super GT car, easily make light work of him. So up into 4th place, Jeweler DT is going to follow me through. And there we go, looking into the first corner. There's that line, and just brake after that line. That's kind of a good braking point. It's a very awkward braking point, this first corner, very awkward. Because you're kind of turning off the oval onto the infield, turning at the same time as braking doesn't normally work. So it is a tricky one to get right. I messed that one up as well. So these were my early races in this car. Still trying to get used to it, or I'm just not that good. One of the two, or both. Now, Jeweler TT's got through, so good move from him. He's gone a little bit deep into there, a little bit too fast, but he's just going to keep the position, or is he? I'm going to get a nice little cutback move here. He moves over to the right hand side. I'm up the inside into corner number, I don't even know. And he's forced to the outside line. I'm just going to slide ahead, back up into 4th place. We've got a Viper up ahead, and then another Porsche. It's AMS McQueen out in the lead at this moment. So you may remember the name GTRM Rossi. Has featured in many videos before. That is him with a new name change. So we are looking at lap number 4 now, the beginning of the 4th lap. Caught up with the Viper. We're going to try to make our way past quickly if we can. Try to make our way past and then catch up with that Porsche up ahead. The Viper goes in very deep and just gives me the room to slot in across him as I go up into 3rd place on lap number 4. So that's a good move. Looking into the chicane then. And we've got our braking point sorted. In these races, you kind of need to get your braking point sorted so that you know exactly what you're doing on every corner. And then it's a matter of consistency. By lap number 9, I kind of sorted out my consistency, and you can see here, up behind the other Porsche, CK the Flying Scot. He was driving very well. I did. It took me, well, about 6 or 7 laps to reel in a couple of seconds. And it did take me quite a long time, and this guy was driving very well. We're going to see here, this is a good test. The test of top speed. Who has got the better straight line speed? If I've got marginally better straight line speed, that is going to be crucial. I think this oval section here is obviously a very good place to overtake if you've got the speed to do it. So we're about to find out how that will pan out. So tucking into the slipstream as much as possible. The car is going to max out around about 188, and I'm actually going to drop 5 miles an hour as a result, bouncing off the limiter into the first corner. He's actually braked quite early there. Nothing too bad though, I've actually braked a little bit later. Just pulling up to the back of him. But then coming into the infield towards the horseshoe, he's gone defensive. Now that's quite an important thing to note. It means he knows that I'm there. He knows that I'm behind him, and he's prepared to defend. He's kind of given up on first place. First place is long gone. He's 2,500 feet ahead. There's pretty much zero chance of us beating him. So second place it is then. We're going to have to fight for that. Going through the infield. Once again, very tight little section here. Now this corner here is an overtaking opportunity, but not when he's going to block the inside like that. So a good defensive move. We make a bit of contact, but it was very, very small, very minor. No damage, and he wasn't affected by it at all. So I'm going to have to try and get a good exit here. I think I've got a marginally better car on the straight. So that's actually a very good exit here, and I think if I've got that better car, it's going to have to happen now. We've still got 5 laps remaining after this one, but you really want to get past this as soon as possible. I think when you're defending against someone, you kind of want it to go on for as long as possible. The longer it goes on, the more confident you get. So you kind of learn where the other person's trying to overtake you. You learn where to defend. You learn where to cover them. So I've got the speed advantage here. I'm going to put up to the left-hand side. He's just going to move across. He's going to defend. I'm going to move to the right-hand side. Look around the outside. Is it going to be able to? Am I going to be able to do it here? Just about keep 2 wheels within the white lines, and I've just gone through a little bit early, and it showed me a little bit wide. So unfortunately couldn't quite manage it there. It would have been a very good move to do that one around the outside. But we do have 5 laps remaining. It's brewing up to be a very nice race here. Not too far behind is Julia DT and GG Racing of Team VSR. So not too far behind. We have 2 people who are ready to take our positions if we make any mistakes. That is what I like about this racing. The knowledge really that you can try to overtake and go forwards, but if you make a big error, you're going to end up losing position. You're going to go backwards. So you really do have to play this balancing game between attacking and defending. Sometimes it's best not to attack too much because you're just going to lose so much time. Although to be fair, this guy is driving very well ahead. I dipped 2 wheels over the grass there onto the exit of the oval. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. Not too much to see there really, to be honest. I decide to branch off to the left hand side, go into the pit lane, take my one and only pit stop nice and early compared to him. And this is 1 lap later. He took it 1 lap later. He's just coming out of the pits. You see him there. And it's, oh my god, it's exactly the same situation. I just brake a little bit late, go a little bit wide. And it's pretty much battle stations resumed. We are back in exactly the same situation as we were 1 lap ago. So the battle is back underway. I now have 3 laps to try to get past him. He is just basically counting down the laps until the end. He's waiting to see lap 15 of 15, and he will have 1 lap remaining at that point. So through the chicane, going to get a good run through here, although he's also going to get a nice run. That's probably too far back now to go for a move into this corner, although if I was close enough he would have blocked it anyway. Much later on the brakes, perhaps that tuning I've done allowing me to have much better braking performance. Normally I go for 130% on the brakes with a slight bias towards the rear for a bit of stability, but sometimes I just go 50-50, but normally always 130% braking pressure. So taking that slipstream once again, we're running out of time here. We haven't got many more opportunities. We're fairly close into here. We saw that he brakes fairly early, but he's going to always cover the inside. He's going to take a really brave move to kind of shove it up the inside there. Probably would not be a clean one. So very close here. A possible lunge into turn 3, the horseshoe. He's going to cover it, go defensive, and I'm going to go up the inside kind of as well. Just trying anything really to try and make him make a mistake. And sometimes that's what you've got to do. It's really even between the two of us. I think I might have 1 or 2 attempts on him per lap in terms of lap time. Let's say if we were the other way round, but at the current state here, he's just got the measure of me. I can't quite find that way past. He knows where to block. There's only a few overtaking opportunities on this lap. He knows where they are, and he's covering me off very well. So very good driving from him. Lap 14 now, coming onto the oval for the second to last time. Probably the most crucial time because it's going to lead up to one of the best overtaking opportunities on the lap. Of course, into the first corner. Here we go. We're going to go in. He's actually very far ahead. But as we go in, he gets a bit of a slide on. I'm not sure what happened there, but I'm going to put up alongside now, and I'm going to get the run around the outside. We respect each other's position. I'm up into second place now with 1 lap to go. He's defended so well up to this point, and then he just made that one crucial error going into the first corner. I don't even think it was a forced error. I wasn't that close to him, but now the situation is reversed. It's up to me to not feel the pressure from him, to try to make sure I don't make any mistakes from here to the end. So coming through the infield for the last time, just braking on the point of that where the track kind of branches off there, and that's a good braking point for that corner. And I think that's going to be it, unless I make a massive error through this final turn here. That is going to settle me into second place, and there it is. It's going to be a second place. Now that was a really good race in the end, because it was just a proper tactical battle of attack and defence. And to be fair, he did a really, really good job for most of that, and then just made 1 error. It just shows you 1 mistake and it can cost you the race. Although only finishing second, it was a really good battle. Well done to MS McQueen there, winning in the Maserati. Clearly a better car for that circuit, but it was really pleasing to drive the new Porsche RSR. It's a good addition to the game. Hopefully we'll see more GT cars. So definitely pick up this car if you can. I heard it's come to a bounty hunter event very soon, so that would be your chance. And of course the tune is by myself, so you might want to pick that up if you want. But that's it from me. Thank you for watching as always, guys. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.
Listen.